Boy, the Oregon mountains are beautiful, aren't they? But of course, those of us who live in Las Cruces know that. I'm Jet Lowe. I'm a staff photographer and journalist for the Las Cruces Sun News. And as someone who's just moved here from the big city, I'm still amazed every day by the Oregons. But there's something else in Cruces that has kind of balanced that. And I don't want to say in a negative way, but it's a little negative. And it's something which has almost befuddled me about Cruces. And that's this. Main Street, downtown, empty in the middle of the day. Now, how could a city that's as big as, well, depending on who you ask and what day of the week it is New Mexico's second biggest, how could a city like that have a downtown that's so empty and bereft of life? And I say that as somebody who's here all the time because my office at the Sun News is right over there. Well, a quick trip to visit the photographic archives at the Branson Library at NMSU shows us that downtown used to be bustling, full of shops and people and interesting buildings. And don't get me wrong, there are still businesses here. I, for instance, love me a Dave's hamburger. I recommend the Great Day with cheese. But still, I wanted to know the story. Where is everybody? So I spoke with a little bit of a local expert, architect Steve Newby, and I put it to him. Was downtown ever really bustling like the old photos showed?
Jed, it was. Especially in downtown, it was the center of the city. It was where people came to meet, to shop, to eat, to go to church. It was like all traditional downtowns until urban renewal happened in the 60s. And prior to that, there had been some flight to some of the retail to our first urban mall, which was about 2 blocks south. But urban renewal, I think, put the marker on the grave as far as downtown was. The pedestrian mall, which existed for almost 40 years, killed what little was left of that bustling downtown. And I've been working for about the last 30 years to bring that back, and I think we're getting very close to bringing the bustle back to our city center.
So you can see I just didn't pick Steve Newby at random. He and others have been working for years to bring a plaza to Las Cruces. And of course the first thought is, well, that's interesting, but I'm sure that the folks back in the day thought that pedestrianizing Main Street would work. So what makes the plaza a better idea? Because if there's one thing we know, everything has fads, and that includes not just fashion, but it also includes architecture and city planning. Well, let's take a look at something that is working here on Main Street, and that's the farmers market on Saturday mornings, Wednesday mornings, and Wednesday evenings once a month. Let's take a look at this here. We've got a lot of people, a lot of vendors. People seem to be excited and having a good time, and I asked a few of them, what do you think about the new plaza?
Civic Plaza, I think, is basis for a lot of things to come that we haven't even dreamed of. I think that as we practice using Main Street more and more and more, we begin to learn that there's an untapped resource of ideas, capacity abounding for the use of the plaza. The Civic Plaza will be a necessary thing to us.
How do you think the new plaza is going to affect all this?
I think it's going to be great. I think anytime you can get anybody down to downtown, it's going to be a plus. It's going to be another area where people can gather during the week. It'll be another place where the market can be in Wednesday mornings. It's just going to be a draw. There's going to also be places to have music and entertainment. I think it's going to be great. I'm very excited.
You sound like a marketing person there. You're not getting a little piece of the action here, are you?
I'm not.
You're not messing with us.
I'm not.
Okay.
But if there's an option, I'll take it. I don't know. I'm kidding.
Now, while I was at the Wednesday evening farmers market, I noticed something curious. Now, this is a photo I took, which so far we haven't printed in the Sun News, and what it shows is interesting. The place is packed. People are sitting right up to this line here. And that line is what divides Main Street from the Bank of the West ATM parking lot. And this parking lot, this is where the new plaza is going. So who knows, maybe people will utilize the space. To give you an idea of the scale of it, let's get high up a little bit. The plaza should be about 40,000 square feet, about roughly the same size as the Santa Fe Plaza, about 1.5 to 2 times the size of the plaza in Mesilla. It should contain trees, seating, a splash fountain, sundial, amphitheater. I had the architect of the plaza, Steve Newby, show me around the site.
Where we're standing here is going to be a splash pad with 8 jets, a canopy cover over it, some LED lights here on kind of the north portion of this. And on down here from There will be grass from here over to Oregon Avenue for lounging. There will be lots of trees along both sides. Each side is about 300 feet. And there will be trees along there for shade as well as along this side. Then over here, we'll put in a new street on the east side, the entire length of the plaza, so that we meet the traditional plaza design that has streets on all four sides. So what we're in now is the middle part of the plaza. This will all be colored concrete and also masonry pavers in different patterns and different colors. We're also standing approximately on the site of a sundial.
Oh.
That will be quite heroic in size.
Somewhere down here.
Somewhere here. It'll be about 15 feet in diameter.
Oh my goodness.
And we're having some local artists do the design on that sundial. And about where we are here will be the beginning of a raised stage. The stage is approximately 40 feet deep, about from here to about where that mailbox is. Width of the stage is also about 40 feet. It's about 3 feet high, so from where I'm standing, the middle of the stage will have steps going up in this area. It'll be approximately 3 feet high, and it will be 40 feet in this direction, 40 feet in that direction.
Well, all that sounds pretty cool. The city's paid about $5 million in change for this project. But in my experience with developers I've known, they don't always do things out of the goodness of their heart, right? So my question is, who's going to make some money off this? Who benefits? And I thought this comment from a woman that I saw at the Wednesday evening farmers market was really interesting.
It depends on what they're going to make out of it. Is it going to be like a little amphitheater? Is it going to have more businesses? Is it going to bring, what is it going to bring to the downtown, and how is it going to make the city better? That's my biggest questions. And the way they're putting out to the public doesn't give me any warm, fuzzy feeling. So, you know, it's just a matter of what is the city going to do, and can they be transparent with it? Because right now, it doesn't seem that way.
Transparency, allowing the community to know what's going on. I think it's important, and I hope the Sun News can be a genuine resource to keep track of the project and make sure things are as transparent as possible, so that we as a community can see if we're being well served by this new plaza. You know, David Simon, one of the creators of that great televisual exploration of American capitalism, systems, and bureaucracy, The Wire, said something really interesting once. Something to the effect that now's a great time to get away with shenanigans in local government, because small town newspapers are closing, or at the very least are cutting staff around the country. And I believe, from what I've seen since I've been here, that that's not the case here at the Sun News, because I know that we're going to do our best to follow this story and to keep you updated as to the progress of our new plaza. And who knows, if we're lucky, maybe it will become as well known as the Oregon's. Groundbreaking is scheduled for August 3rd, and let's all see how it goes.